Hi everybody, I'm Greg Fishel. Welcome to bonus weather video number 1 for this week. And I thought we'd talk about the number of days that it gets to 90 or higher and how that has changed over the years and whether or not you can attribute that purely to climate change or whether or not there's some other things going on here. And so that's what we're going to be addressing today. And we're going to be looking at 2 locations, one the Raleigh-Durham airport and the other is the Greensboro airport. And I think you'll find some of these results very, very interesting. All right, so let's go on ahead and we're going to start off with the heat statistics at RDU. And the reason that I picked the periods 1945 to 1995 and then 1996 to 2023 is that on February 1st of 1996, that's when the transition was made from human observations to automated observations. And there was an instrumentation location change at that point in time as well. So not only are we changing the way we're taking the observations, but we are now putting this instrumentation closer and closer to the airport runway, which I think we've seen over the years definitely has some sort of an effect, if not only from jet exhaust as a jet goes by, but also the fact that the runway heats up more than the grass it does. And of course, the official standards for instrumentation, the World Meteorological Organization standards, is 6 feet over, or I'm sorry, 2 meters, or about 6 feet, over a grassy surface, okay? And so it doesn't really say that you should have a big airport runway, you know, a few feet away or several feet away, influencing that that temperature reading, because obviously if the wind is blowing from where that hot runway is, it is going to have an effect. So that's the reason I chose those periods of time the way I did. So these were the breakdown in terms of the number of days at or above 90, and I split it up to 0 to 9, 10 to 19, 20 to 29, and so forth. And you can see that from the period 1945 to 1995, there were 9 occurrences of 10 to 19 days, 5 occurrences, 20 to 29. You can read the numbers as well as I do. And then when you average it all out, it turns out that during that 51-year period, we averaged 39 days at or above 90. Now, you look at the period from 1996 to 2023, and you average 56.1, which is an increase of 17.1 days. That's obviously quite significant. Now, the problem here is you look at that change category and you see the -9, the -4, the -6. Well, that's not really fair because the first time period is 51 years and the second one is 28. And so what I did was I went and did what I call a prorated number of days, assuming that the same general trend would continue and that both periods of time would be 51 years. Let me go back here. So this is the non-prorated one, okay? And then we go to the prorated one, and you can see that we decreased in the 10 to 19, 20 to 29, and 30 to 39 days of 90 or higher, and also 40 to 49, and then we increased in the 50 to 59, 60 to 69, 70 to 79, 80 to 89, 90 to 99. All those went up. And a simpler way to look at this would be the percentage increase, okay? So you can see that from 10 to 19 days, that went down 17.6%. Not quite as much of a decrease from 20 to 29, 30 to 39, but still some. And then big decreases from 40 to 49, 50 to 59, and 60 to 69. And then to compensate for that, we increased 70 to 79, 80 to 89, and 90 to 99, okay? So when you average all of that out, those changes should equal 0%, and indeed they do. Now, let's take a look at Greensboro because the trends here are very, very different, okay? So here are the raw numbers. And if you average it out, again, you're taking a look at 32.3 days at or above 90 from 1945 to 1995, which was about 7 degrees lower than RDU. And that makes sense because Greensboro is at a higher elevation above sea level, and so you would expect them to have somewhat lower numbers there. But the period 1996 to 2023 only increased by 0.9, okay? Their average is still 33.2. Now again, the change is not fair because the periods of time are different. So let's go on ahead and do the prorated activity here as well. And you can see that there are, and I found this sort of interesting, slight decreases 0 to 9, 10 to 19, slight increases 20 to 29, 30 to 39, and then decreases again 40 to 49 and 50 to 59, and then an increase of 4, 60 to 69, and they've never had 70 or more days at or above 90 at Greensboro. So you take a look at the percentage changes there, and again, I found this interesting. Slight decreases, those first two rows, then slight increases, 20 to 29, 30 to 39, then another decrease from 40 to 49 and 50 to 59 days, and then an increase of 7.1% from 60 to 69. So in general, you can sort of see that the really low numbers are going down and the higher numbers are going up. But there is a little bit of variance there, at least with regard to Greensboro. So I think it is fair to say that obviously there is a sighting influence going on at RDU, okay? I don't know exactly where the instrumentation is sited at the Greensboro airport, but it certainly seems like these are much, much more reasonable numbers than what we're seeing at RDU. You know, taking a look at an increase of 17.1 days as opposed to 0.9, obviously there is a very, very big difference there. And again, is it possible that, you know, some of the increase at RDU is due to climate change? Yeah, sure it is. And it probably is. But the RDU airport is not the same animal it was back in 1945. Obviously, it's a lot bigger area. There's a lot more development around the area. There's a lot more tarmac. And then again, you have the sighting problems with the instrumentation being close to the runway. So again, the fortunate thing here is that the folks at the National Center for Environmental Information, who are constantly evaluating climate all across the United States, are throwing out these bad numbers, okay? The ones at RDU that clearly don't fit the rest of the overall data set. And so those numbers are getting thrown out, and we're taking a look at stations. In fact, there are co-op stations at rural locations all over, not only North Carolina, but all 50 states. And those are being, you know, weighted just as much, if not more, than the urban stations and the airport stations, where every once in a while you get some of these really, really messed up anomalies, okay? So anyways, I thought that'd be fun to just sort of look back and see how things have changed and how those changes vary from Raleigh to Greensboro. Obviously, the variance is huge. All right, folks, that is bonus weather video number 1 for this week. That is it for now. We'll have another daily weather update for you tomorrow and another bonus weather video coming up on Wednesday. So in the meantime, have a great Monday evening, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Take care.